So this is the solution. It's called NSEC. And the idea to prove non-existence without having to sign every single non-existent domain ahead of time is to sign ranges of domains. So instead of writing a record that says fake1 doesn't exist, and then signing another record that says fake2.google.com doesn't exist, and then signing another record that says fake3.google.com doesn't exist. If you tried to sign a record for every one of these fake domains, you'd be there forever. So instead, we will assign a range of domains. We could say every single domain that starts with fake followed by a bunch of numbers doesn't exist. That's a sentence that I could encode in ones and zeros. And if I sign that statement, I have proven the non-existence of an enormous range of domains using just one record. That's the idea that NSEC came up with. Don't sign every individual record, because that's going to take forever or require signing on demand, which is too slow. Instead, sign the whole range ahead of time, keep that signature in your name server cache, and just serve it anytime a user asks for something in that range. That's the idea behind NSEC. More specifically, the way that they choose ranges is they just sign all of the ranges between any two existing domains. So let's say that google.com has only 3 subdomains. There is maps.google.com, one.google.com, and web.google.com. And there's nothing else in this example. In that case, all that the name server has to sign ahead of time are 3 ranges of non-existent domains. One of the ranges is between maps and 1 alphabetically. So we say everything between maps and 1 doesn't exist. That's an English statement. You could sign that statement, and that proves non-existence of the whole range. Then we'll sign the second record saying there's nothing between 1 and web alphabetically, and we'll sign that record too. And now anyone who receives that record knows for sure, because there's a signature, that there's nothing between 1 and web alphabetically. And then we'll sign the third one saying there's nothing between web and maps, and we'll just let the alphabet wrap around. So after Z, A comes next. So there's nothing between W, X, Y, Z, A, B, C, all the way to maps. So we're appealing to alphabetical order here. So we'll sign one range for every range of non-existent domains. And anytime the user asks for one of the non-existent domains, we just figure out what range their request falls in and serve the corresponding record and signature. So if someone wants the IP address of non-existent.google.com, then the name server doesn't have to go and sign something on demand. They just pull the existing record and say there's nothing between maps and 1. You requested something that falls between M and O, and this record proves that there's nothing between maps and 1. That's the idea. It's kind of clever.